Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's been a couple of days since the latest balance patch. Just arguably the biggest one ever, and it's basically felt like a whole new expansion out there. And I've had a lot of people ask me what decks they should be playing in Standard and Wild, so I thought today I would make a video on 5 decks in both Standard and Wild you can play and realistically expect to climb with, whether it's hitting gold for the first time or that final climb to legend. And again, there's always the asterisk, what's good now might not be good later. It's always craft at your own risk, but I thought I would recommend these decks, and if something stands out to you or have a bunch of these cards, maybe give it a go and give it a shot. And also, friendly reminder, we have our giveaway going on. Going to announce the winner on Thursday of $500 of Hearthstone packs out of my wallet to 5 different winners, so $100 each, to celebrate 50,000 subscribers on the channel. All you have to do is go to this video, like and comment on that video, subscribe to the channel. It's in the video, it's in the description below. And again, thank you guys for all the support. So starting off with standard decks, Paladin doing really well. You see Mech Paladin and Hand Buff Paladin like the top right now in HS Replay. I thought I'd suggest a Mech Paladin because it's a little bit cheaper and seems to be a little bit more consistent, and it's just doing really well basically at all ranks. Even like high legend, it's doing pretty well. You have the absolutely absurd card in here in Radar Detector, 2 mana, sometimes draw 5 cards. You have Prismatic Jewel Kit, which works well with all your Divine Shield units, hand buffing your hand, Stonehearth Vindicator to help cheat out your Radar Detector. But overall, just a really solid hand buff deck, mech deck, and even, of course, every Paladin deck is Lightforge Carry on it because she's just utterly busted. And you got a couple legendaries in here, and like the Leviathan, which is just an automatic craft if you want to play Paladin. It's definitely worth it. Innie's more of a fringe one. If you don't have it, you probably can get away with like just another Bannerman or something. But the deck's doing very, very well across all ranks, and you really can't go wrong. We gotta suggest Rogue. I complained a little bit about Null the other day, but Burgle Rogue's doing well, but it's not killing it. It's like a tier 2, tier 3 deck. Secret Passage doesn't exist, and they actually run out of cards now. But the deck's very fun, very good. You have your early game Pirates with your Fillet Fighter or Fillet Fighter, your Swashbuckler. You got some Burgle cards in here like Reconnaissance, Tooth of Nefarian, which was recently buffed. You have your, of course, your buffed Knolls, which are pretty darn good. And you have the high roll with Jarn Vessel and Prep, and then you go into Gone Fishing for an absolutely disgusting board. Phil, you'll notice that Tess is not in here because just she's not working out. Even at 7, the value isn't really there. It's not built well enough around her to work. But if you want to throw Tess in there, cut one of these cards, have some fun with it. And yeah, Burgle Rogue's doing very well, very popular, and you can definitely have some success with it. This is a deck I've been playing. I've recently climbed from around rank 1000 to about 300 lately with Naga Hero Power Mage. I think the deck's super fun. It is degenerate. I expect Spite Lash Siren to get nerfed at some point because the mana cheat's not okay with this card, but I gotta recommend it because the mana cheat's broken with the card. You play Spite Lash Siren, you bounce back between a Naga, a spell, a Naga, a spell, create a giant board, cycle through your deck, build up your hero power, clear the board with like Reckless Apprentice with a Mordresh, get your Dawngrasp grow your hero power. Super fun deck. Not the easiest to play. You really got to plan out your Siren turns, but once you get it down, it feels great. It's super fun. And again, the mana cheat, definitely not okay on this deck, but I have a lot of fun playing it and absolutely have to recommend it. Next we have Big Beast Hunter doing really well. This deck's doing well. It got a bunch of cards buffed, including Harpoon Gun, which was already the best performing card in the deck, and they buffed it. On top of that, Pet Collector, which is also buffed to a 4/4, and of course the Saber. Both parts are now 4/3s, and well, you have some early game in here with Iron Deep Trog. You can buff it up with a Biscuit. You have your secret package to try and get you to your mid to late game where you just cheat out giant beasts like a King Crush, like a Hydralodon. Really cool deck. I have not played it yet. I'm going to play it very soon on ladder. I'm addicted to Mage. I keep playing it, but a lot of people having success with this deck, and I definitely recommend it. It looks really cool and really fun to play. And lastly, I'll leave off with another buff deck that's doing better than I thought it would. Cursed Warlock is doing pretty well. It can really punish the slower archetypes. It actually does okay against Mage in particular. It can clear the board against Rogue as well. And you know, you got Gigafin in there to eat the board. You got Entitled Customers to clear the board. Dreadlich, and of course your OTK style stuff where you have your Drag Belows, you have Tamsin, you have Sirkris, and you have your Bran, your Zola, and you'll notice there's not even a Rune Mithril Rod in the deck. Some people are running like one of them. This list doesn't even have one, and the deck's performing pretty well. So if you want to give Cursed Warlock a shot, this list might have some success for you. In Wild, things haven't changed up quite as much, but we'll go over some decks you could play. Pirate Rogue, definitely the meta warping card or deck. Very good aggressive deck. Basically, the Swordfish is the card that is built around it. You can get a Corsair out. If you hit face, you get a Frenzy Fellwing out. You have Secret Passage, of course, because it's utterly broken. Cutting Class, drawing cards for 0 mana. Very aggressive deck, very fast deck, very good deck. Absolutely have to recommend it. Evenlock is seeing some resurgence. I queued in someone like rank 3 legend playing Evenlock, where you have disruption in like Dirty Rat, Cult Neophyte, Blade Master Okani. You can cheat out your Gigafin with your Sea Devil Stinger. You can just lock out a ton of different matchups, and of course you just have your mana cheat with your Mountain Giants, your Goldshire Gnolls, and well, you give them Wind Fury and you can win some games. A very effective deck, very effective wild deck. Shudderwock Shaman as well, of course. If you're trying to beat all the combo decks, you can disrupt the heck out of them with your Infinite Lothebs, your Okanis, all sorts of stuff. Even Boom Pistol Bully is seen play in some lists, not in this list that I have here, but you can always tinker with it if you're not trying to beat like you don't want to tech for pirates, take a Galactic Crawler and maybe put in a Boom Pistol Bully. But overall, it's Shudderwock. You go infinite, you freeze the boards, you do some good work. It's pretty darn good, and yeah, I have to recommend it. If you're trying to beat up on aggro decks in particular, Cthulhu Druid is a great way to go. Insane armor gain with your Ferocious Howl, your Branching Paths. You have Oaken Summons in here to cheat out your Marauders, and then of course you have your Cthulhu OTK win condition, where you copy a bunch with like Solar Eclipse, Moonlight Guidance, get a bunch of Cthulhu's, kill your opponent, and you can even like try and disrupt combo decks with Solar Eclipse Naturalize, or your Mutanus can do the trick. But overall, this deck is weaker to more of those OTK decks like a Quest Mage and all of that. So be aware of that. And well, speaking of Quest Mage, that's the last deck I'm going to recommend for Wild. This deck is so degenerate. It's so gross, but my God, it's really kind of fun to play. To take infinite turns with this deck where, you know, you complete your quests, where you get play your extra quest, and you just play parrots. You play a parrot, it recasts Time Warp, and you copy parrots with Potion of Illusion. You can Bran parrot, and then of course you have Sir Finley in here, which is absolutely nuts with Evocation, where you just play Evocation Finley, you draw 9 cards. It's gross, and sometimes you just YOLO Finley after you complete the quest to try and find a parrot in the bottom of your deck. That can be very effective, and yeah, very good deck. Again, I got to almost top 100 playing this deck after dumpstering really hard on the achievement hunting train these past couple of seasons. So there you go. Those are 10 decks you can play in Standard and Wild that I feel like you can reasonably expect to climb with. Good luck. Again, craft at your own risk. Hopefully you have a good amount of these cards. You can try one of these decks out, and you know, there shouldn't be a balance patch for a while. I think this latest patch has done a pretty good job at making a lot of classes playable outside of, well, Priest. Priest is in a really rough spot in Standard, but other than that, it's a pretty cool meta to give a shot. So hopefully these decks work out for you. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.